What's stopping you from being a Muslim?
When I was young,
Yeah.
I've done my study of all religions.
Okay,
I've read the Quran once, but
Okay.
that was like 20 years ago.
20 years ago. Well, look, basically, we have some things in common with you. Are you a Christian?
No, I'm absolutely not religious.
Oh, no religious. Hashim. Because the reason why my brother Hashim in here is the one that knows how to speak with
Non-religious.
non-believing.
No. Listen.
Are you agnostic or are you atheist? Agnostic, you believe in something. Atheist, you believe in nothing.
Agnostic.
Agnostic.
The thing is, when I was young, I've done
Yeah.
my studies.
Yes.
I've read Quran, I've read the Bible.
The
both
Bible, yeah.
Old one and new
And
one.
New Testament, yeah.
I've read the mantras from Indians.
Indians, yeah. The Vedas and yeah.
Also, I've read
Talmud,
No.
the Jewish one.
No.
What about the
Okay.
Quran? You read the Quran?
Yeah, it is.
I've
When he
read
was-
it once. That was like 20 years ago.
Well, look, I think what we're gonna do today, if we prove for you that there is a God that needs to be believed in, and that Muhammad, peace be upon him, is a prophet of Allah, I think you take your shahada with us, and we add you, and maybe you'll be the one that gets a masjid in Moldova.
No. My friend, the problem is, I'm a scientist mind. I'm a technician,
He's a scientist mind too.
but the biggest problem in my life
Yeah.
is I had so many bad things in my life
Okay.
that I thought if there were God, He would not permit this happen.
So what about the good things in your life?
But what?
You mentioned the bad things. What about the good things in your life?
So you had bad.
There
yeah.
was good things in
Of
my
course there
life.
is. Everybody has good and bad. The thing is, if you didn't have the bad things,
You wouldn't know.
would you be the
Yeah.
man you're today?
No.
Exactly. So you see, sometimes the calamities that you face makes you stronger.
There is no
Makes you-
light without the darkness. I
Yes,
understand
exactly.
this.
No, not that philosophy. I'm saying sometimes the hardships makes you stronger and to face bigger hardships. It prepares you for the bigger hurdles.
Oh,
And
if-
it comes gradually, some people have a lot of problems in their life and they can face any hurdles in their life. But some people, they have never faced any hardship. And for even the minutest thing that happens in their life, they lose it. See what I mean?
Yeah.
Yeah, so sometimes it's a good thing. For example, if you didn't have a toothache, you wouldn't a toothache.
Toothache.
Toothache,
Yeah.
yeah.
So if you didn't have a toothache, you wouldn't know there's a problem there. Sometimes the hardship or the pain is giving you a sign for you.
I just want to read it one more time because basically there are a couple of things I want to remind myself.
So what is the one thing?
It's
Let's
in
say
English, yeah.
What is the one thing that will convince you that God exists? Do you have any criteria which you have set for yourself?
No, there is something
Yeah.
that guides, there is rules, in universe.
Yes.
As a technical mind, there is always like
Yes.
rules that
The laws of nature, for example.
Yes,
Laws
the
of
laws
physics, so on.
Yeah. And but to name it, to give it a name, to give it a shape or form, I can't say.
Like for example, the law of thermodynamics. The physicians, the people who do physics and who are scientists, they gave it a name. Laws of thermodynamics. Do you know what they are?
Yeah, thermodynamics. Yeah.
Yes. So
yeah.
they give it a name.
Yeah.
In order to identify which kind of law it is. You see?
Yeah, but you know what's the biggest problem?
Yeah.
Don't get offended.
No.
But most of
Please
these,
feel free. Please,
Don't worry, don't worry.
please feel free to say whatever you feel. I would like it that you
most
say
of-
what you feel.
Most of the books are read by men, by
Written by.
people.
You mean written by?
Yeah, written
Yes.
by
Yes.
people.
Yes.
And if you don't saw it with your eyes, that was the message of the God, you can't fully be 100%
Okay.
sure. This is an intro, yeah?
Yeah.
Intro to what I'm trying to say. People by nature, they tend to change things from real things.
Yeah.
And
we agree with you. We
I'll
agree with
explain.
you.
many years ago, I was serving my country as sort of MI6.
Yes.
I was protecting my country from external enemies.
Yes.
Secret Service?
Secret Service.
And in 2009, it was a change of the government.
Yes.
So whatever you were seeing on the news was absolutely different from real what was
Realities. Yes. What's
I was
happening on the
seeing with my
ground.
own eyes the reality.
Yeah.
And I made myself a conclusion that if you don't see it with your own eyes, you can't believe it.
Okay.
Okay, let's use that as a basis. So for you, something that you experience with your senses, you believe it, am I right?
Sort of.
Yes. But certain things, which are objective and subjective. For example, if I were to ask you and your brother to go to this room and find out what the temperature is like. Yes?
Yeah.
You're experiencing with your senses the temperature.
Yeah.
But you and your brother give different answers.
Yeah,
But
because
there can be only one truth, right?
correct.
Good. So because
But there's a small
Yeah.
but.
Let me finish, and then you
Okay.
do your
Yeah,
part.
yeah, yeah.
Okay? The question is this, because you have your own subjective experiences
Yeah.
based on your senses,
Yeah.
you give a particular answer.
Yeah.
So you might say the room is got maybe 20 degrees.
Yeah.
Your brother will say, no, it's actually much more warmer than that. So I think it's like 25 degrees.
Yeah.
Yes? This is based on your perception, your feeling, your
Correct.
so on.
Yeah.
But you both are in the same exact room.
Yes,
Okay?
correct.
So do you agree that only one of you can be right?
None of us can be right.
Or maybe both are wrong. Yeah, you agree. I agree with you. How will you find out the exact temperature?
With a thermometer.
Thermometer. Yeah.
Now, which the
Standard.
Absolutely. You see, you mentioned your senses earlier.
Yes.
Do you see what I'm trying to get to?
Yes.
Yes. So
I
sometimes
might be wrong.
your senses can let you down.
Yes,
You can be
correct.
deceived, not just by the news you hear, but
Yes.
by your own senses.
Yes.
You see what I mean? So we cannot depend on just our senses.
Absolutely
Because
agree.
that can be wrong as well, which you correctly pointed out.
Yes.
So the objective way in that scenario is to use a thermometer.
Correct.
Yes? Which will give you the objective temperature of that room, the correct
how the
accurate.
thermometer was created.
Say again?
How the thermometer was created.
By man, of course.
By man.
Yeah, who
So
can-
if you and me agree that this is blue, it becomes truth
Not necessarily.
for us.
Yeah, I know, but not necessarily.
No,
the color.
for you, and
No,
for me.
Galileo Galilei. Galileo Galilei, the one that said that the Earth is oval, is
For example,
round.
if I were to ask
They
you in the
killed
morning-
him. They killed him.
Yeah, because that was
but
the
everybody,
times.
no, but everybody believed contrary to him. So the belief that people can agree on is not, again, that is subjective.
Unless it's proven
But
wrong.
but
But
because
that's the question.
but
How
it-
will you prove it right or wrong?
Is conviction.
It's what?
Convinced.
conviction,
No,
like
it's not.
No.
I don't think that's what he's trying to say.
convinced.
Convinced, yeah. So
How
I
will you
ca-
convince someone that is the truth?
by talking.
You mean like the temperature of the room?
Yes.
Which was wrong.
Yes, but look, if
My brother, look, you need to understand there's difference between subjective experiences based on
I
just your
understand,
perception.
but-
You said who invented the thermometer? Yes, inventions. Okay. You looking for someone?
Oh, okay.
Oh, yeah, of course.
she's waiting for me.
Okay.
No problem. So inventions are obviously by men. However,
Sorry.
if I were to ask you, do you have any evidence of your consciousness?
No.
Good. So how will you
There is no
convince
evidence.
someone? How will you convince someone that you have consciousness, which you actually do, right?
It depends.
No, you have consciousness, but you can't prove it objectively.
It's the same as with the air. You can't see it, you can't touch it, but it exists.
No, air. You just need a windmill to prove that there is air.
No, wind.
Windmill.
No, you can prove that wind exists with the windmill, but not the air.
Yeah. So the cause and effect comes here. But what I'm saying is that there are ways to measure things, but you cannot measure your consciousness or your emotions
There
with
is
a tool. Science
I
hasn't
know
invented one.
100%. Okay, no, I can't say I know 100%. There is things that we want to believe in too.
This is not belief. This is a fact.
Fact is also objective.
No, a belief is something that you might not be able to convincingly prove to someone, but something which is factual. For example, the shape of this bottle. Okay, you know it exists, right?
Yes.
Okay, so you can say factually, like for example, you mentioned the blue color. You can factually see this, and this is something which is physical, and that's the reason you can't say You can't say I believe I'm holding a bottle. You know you're holding a bottle.
Yes, but if another group of people will say that this color is green, and they will agree that this color is green,
Yeah.
We're
then
gonna say
that
they
will
are
be
color
true.
blind. We're gonna say they are
No,
color blind.
that's the thing. Because we are people, we come to a common idea, and if we all agree to that idea, that becomes true for us.
That's not necessary. Like the example of
That's
Galilee
my
gave.
own. That's my own.
You know the example of Galilee? There are people who believe the earth was flat at one
I
time.
know.
So
And
they all
still,
believe
and
the
there are
same thing.
people are still
Do you,
till
just
today.
because many people believed it at that time doesn't make it true, does it?
Yes.
That's what I'm saying. If you're going to depend on your senses, they'll let you down. So what we look for objective proof. For example, your consciousness, you cannot prove objectively. But no scientist in the world can deny it. So
Yes.
they actually believe it by faith.
I don't know.
It's called the hard problem of consciousness.
I'm not enough smart to think about this.
But you must have thought about it. But anyway, what I'm saying is that, look, there are many things. For example, the universe that we know, it exists. Right?
Yes.
So where do you think it came from?
No idea.
But you know that there is a cause, right?
Everything has a start and an end.
Yes, not everything, but there's, for example, as something which is eternal, it doesn't have a start and end.
No, okay, for me, eternal is something that will change the shape.
What do you mean?
I mean, same energy, yeah?
Energy is not eternal.
It is.
No,
It
it's
just
not.
changes the form and shape.
Yeah, but did energy
Well-
always exist?
Yes,
Where's the evidence for that?
we can't prove it, but
So why are you making a claim?
because it's existing now and it will exist in future.
Exactly. So the universe
So
exists
by the
now.
logic, it should be existing in past.
No, not necessarily. You exist now. Did you exist in the past?
Genetically, yes.
You existed in the past.
Genetically,
So before
yes.
the first cell, you existed.
No, what I'm
There you
trying.
go.
No,
So your principle is wrong, my
no,
friend.
what I'm trying to say,
Yeah.
how a man gets on the earth, yeah, by mother and father, correct?
Yes.
So mother, father has their own genetic code that combines and creates a man.
Where did the first man come from?
No idea.
So you see, this is what you're saying. You're going against your principle every time. Have you noticed that? You said something that exists, like energy must, by default, it must exist eternally.
This is only my thoughts. I'm not
Yeah.
claiming that this is the absolute truth.
No,
and
no,
this is,
what I'm saying is that your own principles, which you're saying, something which exists must exist eternally. That is wrong.
yeah, but that's the logic.
That's not
So
logic.
if it's existing now, it will exist tomorrow. It should exist yesterday.
No, but existing yesterday doesn't mean eternally, without end.
But how are you going to prove it had a point of the beginning?
Because the universe itself had a beginning.
But that's the thing. That cell is compound from genetic code.
No, I'm saying the universe, forget the cell.
No.
The cell, you, me, energy, all is part of the universe.
Universe. Okay, if we go science way.
Yeah. I thought we were discussing science all this time.
If the universe.
We brought in the law of thermodynamics, that is
Yes,
science.
that's science.
You mentioned about the natural laws, which is the laws of physics. So all this is based on science. That's the reason I'm saying. I didn't go straight into theology with you.
My friend.
Yeah.
I'm sorry. My
Yeah,
girlfriend is
yeah.
No
watching.
problem.
Listen,
I wish you a good night.
listen, you too.
Thank you very
but
much.
please read it with an open heart and an open mind. Yeah, there are many questions that actually the Quran asks you to ponder, to think, and to ask questions, and it has also answers. Remember that, questions and
Thank you very
answers.
much.
Yeah, and it was a pleasure talking to you.
take care, yeah?
You take care. Yeah, bye. Thanks very much.
No problem.
Thank you.
May Allah give me hidayah.
Ameen. Ameen.